Hey guys, this is Fergal from Poker VIP. Welcome to part 1 of a new video series we're doing over on CoinPoker. So just to give you a very quick high-level overview, if you haven't seen the original videos I've done for CoinPoker, CoinPoker is an up-and-coming cryptocurrency-only poker website. So we're going to be using currency called chips. Now, currently, CoinPoker are just in their initial stages, so their original ICO has not been completed, so you can't actually buy the currency, but what they are doing is they are running a ton of free rolls. So they're running them every single half hour, as you can see from the lobby here. They're guaranteeing anywhere from 2,000 chips up to 50,000 chips. So how the rate of conversion at the moment, it will vary over time, but currently it's expected to be somewhere in the region of 4,200 chips for one Ethereum coin. So that means that for 4,200 chips, that's worth somewhere in the region of, at the current price today, around about $800. So somewhere in that ballpark, which is pretty sick. So as I said, at the moment we've just run free rolls, so I've managed to worm my way up to around about where are we, just shy of 400 chips, which is pretty cool. And one thing which they are going to be doing, and sorry, they are doing right now, should I say, is they are running Ethereum guaranteed tournaments as well. So this is just disgusting value behind them. So unfortunately, I can't actually play because I don't have enough points just yet. I need to get 400 chips. They have 5 Ethereum coins added to a tournament that literally just started. It currently only has 53 runners, and they're adding an additional 5 coins. So that's worth in the region of about 4 grand between 53 people. That's the kind of level of value that you are getting here. So as I said, there's a lot of money to be made. I think with a Queen 10 here, I think we're just going to call down. I mean, obviously we lose to a King and some Ace 10s and stuff like that, but I think we have enough equity that we can make the call, and unfortunately we chop it up. We're not ahead, but fortunately we don't lose, so we'll take it. So as I was saying, the Ethereum added tournaments, they are a serious incentive, so they run them about 3 or 4 times throughout the day. It looks, I think this is going to be a set schedule every day. They run a few of them that are, they add in 2 Ethereum coins, so they add in just 1,600 each, or as I said, or dollars rather. This is going to vary depending on the price of Ethereum as it fluctuates and so on. But everything I say is going to be based on the rates that they were today, essentially. And then they have these kinds of tournaments. The one on the right that I'm playing here is a special tournament where it has a massive 50,000 chip guarantee free roll. So, you know, that's, as I said, based on the math that we've done already, that is some pretty sick value. So let's, without further ado, we'll jump straight in. I'm really annoyed that I'm missing out on the Ethereum, the 5 coin added one. I was planning on playing it tonight if I managed to get enough currency to do so, but we'll have to accept. We'll have to hopefully be able to do it tomorrow instead. But I mean, I racked up these 383 chips with the very minimal amount of play. So like the free rolls, while you're playing for real money or real currency, it's they play like the typical free roll and exactly how you'd expect them to play, and that, you know, the kind of standard of play is not particularly good. With the Queen 9 here, we're going to have a wager. We're going to bet 2/3 pot. With the Ace 10, we are going to defend. This guy just comes out potting it. We're going to call and see a turn anyway. If he just pots it again, I guess we're going to go ahead. He just overbet jams. Yeah, I guess we're going to go ahead and let this go. It's entirely possible he's doing this with some worse ace-x and stuff like that, but in general, I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble there. So we're going to go ahead and let this one go. So we're going to be recording 2 videos. We're going to be playing for around about a half an hour in total. We're getting broken down into 2 15-minute segments, and hopefully we can spin up some stacks. One thing, and I have actually only just noticed this in the kind of build up to setting up play, is that they have actually launched cash game tables, and if I'd noticed that earlier on, I probably would have launched in and tried to get up over the 400 mark, but hey, c'est la vie. We'll hold off until tomorrow. And the cool thing is, because they're not actually, because their ICO hasn't been completed yet and people haven't been able to fully deposit, all of their cash games, all of their tournaments right now, they're entirely rake free, which is just crazy. So it means that, you know, you can build up a bankroll from scratch with the availability of the free rolls going on today, or going on for the next couple of weeks. So, you know, like, while 400 chips is not a fortune, and based on today's Ethereum rate, it's worth somewhere in the region of about, you know, $70-$80, something like that. And as I said, I've earned all of these purely just from playing today. So you know, and I haven't put in that much time either. So I mean, I got lucky. I went very deep in one of the free rolls. So I came like second in one of them, which counts for the vast majority of it. But I have had a few other cashes, and all the free rolls tend to be quite top heavy, which is a lot more favorable for the better players. And I'm really interested in scoping out the cash game table. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow or possibly later on. Or if we bust a tournament, actually, realistically, I'll probably fire up a cash game as well. We can do that alongside the other tournament if we bust one. But fingers crossed, we're not gonna bust either. We'll see how we do. We shall see how we do. And for anyone who watched the original video, I was playing Omaha in the original video, and I am far from a particularly good Omaha player. So the standard of actual poker you'll see in this video will hopefully be a little bit better overall. As someone pointed out to me in the last video, I managed to check fold the nuts in a certain spot, which didn't fill my heart with joy when I rewatched it. I just obviously misread my hand, but hey, these things, they do happen. Ace King, obviously a pretty easy raise. This guy seems a bit wild. He was the guy that just overbet jammed for like 3x on the monotone board, like an offsuit rag rolled off on the turn. So if this guy has his beat here, we are giving him the business. I see no reason to slow play here. We can just re-raise, get it in versus this guy. I expect him to stack off with a lot of worse ace-x and potentially some draws as well. But he goes ahead and he just folds. He donk folds, which doesn't shock me, but I was kind of expecting to get a little bit of action there, to be perfectly frank. When someone takes the line that he took earlier on, I perceive him to be a bit of a wild man, so... we're going to open up Queen 10, a little bit loosey-goosey under the gun. You'll notice, though, with these free rolls, you'll have a reasonable number of players sitting out. So we've got 3 players sitting out here, which means that, you know, while it's under the gun, it's not really under the gun. Okay, we turn, I mean, basically the nuts, right? We'll have a small little wager here and take it down. We're hoping to get called by single pairs, by any kind of diamond draw. Some 2 pairs. I mean, he's not going to have too many 2 pairs, but he might have some. We'll defend here with the trays, and we're probably just going to fold if this guy c-bets, and by probably I mean certainly, unless he just like min-bets or something dumb like that. And we'll defend. We'll see a flop here with the Queen Jack. We flop a gutter. We're going to call and see a turn anyway. We'll call and see a turn. Let's hope this 10 mimics its way over here. It doesn't. But the reason that we're calling is that when he does check, we can get pretty aggressive here. We really credibly rep King X here. I'd be playing a lot of King X this way, so he can't really just kind of keep barreling with impunity there. So that's the kind of cool thing, especially when we have position, being able to call there with those types of gut shots. If we bink, fantastic. If not, we're going to be able to pick it up on the turn a lot anyway, so no complaints. Go for a bit of a loosey-goosey 3-bet here. This guy just rips in the business. We're going to fold, sir. We're going to fold. You got it, you got it, you got it. You want it that bad? You got it. So I'm hoping, as I mentioned already, I'm hoping that come tomorrow I'll be able to get into a couple of those Ethereum added tournaments. And they're as I said, they're actual real buy-in tournaments. So they're using the proper currency. So it's not just Ethereum up for grabs. We have... we're just going to protect our hand here a little bit on both tables, actually. So you have, like, you can also win chips back as well. So basically the Ethereum coins that are added in, they're just gravy. They're just added into whatever the actual prize pool is. Okay. Do we want to continue barreling here? I don't think we do. I don't think we folded a king, or a queen rather. We definitely don't fold a king, obviously. So I think we're going to check this back, and if we improve, fantastic. If not, I mean, I don't envision ourselves ever winning here. The only good thing about if we fire a second barrel here, we might be able to fold out hands like pocket 7s, 8s, stuff like that. I was expecting to lose there a huge percentage of the time. We'll take the W, though. We'll take the W. So we're up a little bit here, we're down a little bit here. Not too shabby all around. It's still very early stages, though, of course, so we're not counting our chickens before they're hatched just yet. We're definitely going to be raising here, and we're going to call here, as I said, purely because just these guys are sitting out. So the chances of anyone squeezing behind are reduced substantially. And the dynamic of the way the tables play out there is just that little bit different. So again, we have a gutter. We do a gutter. Just making sure there. We're going to call. We're going to see a turn. We bink the gutter. Wonderful news. Wonderful news. We're just going to call again if he wagers again. and look to be all in on most rivers. We can just bet half pot here now. I do expect to get a decent number of folds, but it is important to continue building the pot when we have the nutter butters. So honestly, I probably would have made that wager even if we had not binked. And we're just going to pot it now. When he calls this turn, he's going to have a queen a decent chunk of the time, I think. And we're going to try to get hero out here. We do not, unfortunately. Queen high for the win over on the left table. We accept graciously. And I just realized I should move this around so I'm down here. I kind of tilted. I'm sure there's an auto setting that I can change to choose where I am at the beginning of a table, but I haven't quite mastered that level of software right yet just yet. So, we just get to raise, take this down with this dude sitting out. So as I was saying already, like, you have like a ton of people sitting out in every single tournament basically, because essentially if you look at the lobby, you can register for all of the free rolls for the next like 24 hours, or for the day anyway that's in it. We'll fire just one and done here at this. So you'll get like loads of people, myself included actually, just registering every single one, and then it just means anytime I turn on my computer I should have at least one tournament on the go. And the reason I registered them all originally was on the hope that maybe I'd be able to just kind of fold my way into cashes some of the time, but that doesn't seem to be ever possible, so I'm probably not going to bother doing that again. But it does mean that once I turn on my computer, I've got a free roll up and running on the go. Okay, ace queen suited. We're going to be raising it up here. So we 3-bet you, sir. We 3-bet, and we're not folding if you jam. We'll give you that much for free. We're not folding if you jam. I just hope he rips in like ace jack. He does. He goes ahead and he folds. That's not a disaster either. We would have preferred to get a little bit more action though. If he opens here, we're just going to be all in over his open. And we have ace king on the right table. Fantastic news. His limp, I would have preferred he just raised, but we're just going to jam it anyway. I don't expect him to ever be limping better pocket pairs, so if he wants to call and flip, then that's fine. I think we're going to just take it down without a fight a decent chunk of the time, and I don't really expect to be in too much trouble very often. As I said, people just don't tend to really limp better pairs, especially four-handed. People get that you should be aggressive. Okay, we turn the jack. We have showdown. Now we have a lot of showdown. So we will bet 600 chippies for value. 600 chippies for value. I mean, I would have bet for value there even if the 10 hadn't rolled off, but the 10 obviously just gives us that extra little bit of confidence. King 10 over on the right table. We're going to raise it up. If he had raised himself, I would have just called. When he checks, we raise. Or when he completes, rather. We're just going to bet here on the flop and decide based on the turn. We're not going to be in love if a diamond or an ace rolls off, if the ace does roll off. We're going to check this back, pot control it a little bit. We're really good at rivering two pairs today. And I don't think we're going to get called that often, but we got to bet for value here. We have to try. I mean, queen jack is essentially impossible after we check calls. Two pair combos are very unlikely, so we have close to the nutter butters. Over here, this guy just jammed 7 bigs. Oh, I was going to call there with the king 8, but unfortunately we were unable to do so. I mean, it's reasonably close, so I'm not too upset about folding there, but meh, it's not that big a deal. But yeah, I think against that guy, he's probably going to be jamming reasonably wide. So king 8 should be ahead of his overall range. You're certainly doing well enough against it that with the dead money in the pot, we can call very, very comfortably. I'm expecting him to be all in very, very frequently, so all we need to do is just pick up a hand and be willing to stick the chips in the middle. This is the third hand in a row, for example, where he's all in, so it's kind of, as I said, that's kind of what we're expecting. 4-9 suited, not going to be good enough to take in against him. I mean, if he was playing tighter and a bit more normal, we could consider opening. I mean, even then, it's still not particularly good, but yeah, this guy, unfortunately, he's going to be the one to get it. When someone's just jamming every hand, like, they're just giving away their chips, so like he's drawing close to dead. I mean, obviously sometimes he can just go on a sick run and just rack up the chips a lot, but unfortunately it's just a race to see who gets the hand first to take him out, basically, and unfortunately it was not us. So the guy to our immediate right is sitting out, which it's actually better to have. I think it's better to have the person to your left sitting out, because it means that you get the button twice and you can steal much easier in the blinds and so on. We're going to defend here. We're getting like 3.5 to 1 on our money, and we have a raggedy king. We flop middle pair with the king tray. Not a very common thing to do. I expect him to be c-betting his ace-x here, like, pretty much 100% of the time. So I'm going to fire out here to charge his kind of like, you know, his random flush draws that he can have and stuff like that. I don't see any value in betting twice. I don't think we're going to fold here, though, if he bets himself. He just flops the queen 10. That checking that hand obviously makes complete sense, but I was right that he didn't check back there, that he didn't check the ace. Always sucks when you just run into the nutter butters like that, but I'm okay with their line. So we're down to just shy of 4k over on the left table. That's going to be part 1. I'll be back again for part 2 very soon. I hope you are enjoying what you see, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Any questions, queries, comments, as always, leave them in the relevant comment section in the relevant social media, and I'll endeavour to get back to them. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.